Women always return to you when you understand this secret. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're sprinting on an emotional treadmill, texting first, making plans, overthinking every move, while the person you're chasing barely breaks a sweat? It's exhausting, isn't it? And let's be honest, it doesn't work. Here's the hard truth. Chasing love never leads to lasting respect or connection. The more you chase, the further it runs. Why? Because true attraction isn't earned by pleading, it's magnetized by who you are. What if I told you that you don't need to chase love? That the secret lies in becoming the kind of man who draws others in naturally, without tricks, games, or begging? Women don't return to men who seek validation. They return to men who live with confidence, purpose, and authenticity. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, shows us exactly how to do this. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they weren't just philosophers. They were masters of presence, self-respect, and power. Today, we'll dive into 14 transformative lessons from the Stoics that will help you reclaim your strength, elevate your value, and let love flow toward you effortlessly. Before we dive in, here's a challenge for you. Watch this video all the way through. Absorb the teachings, apply them to your life over the next week, and return to share how things shift for you. Drop "I rise above the chase" in the comments to commit to this journey of empowerment. Ready to step off the treadmill and take back your power? Let's begin. Number 1, high value is built, not begged for. Attraction is not something you can demand, it's something you inspire. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude value, not because they plead for attention, but because they radiate confidence and purpose. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So what does it mean to be a high-value man? It's not about having a flashy car or a high-paying job. It's about character, resilience, and self-respect. A high-value man knows his worth and acts accordingly. He doesn't chase approval or try to win others over with grand gestures. Instead, he focuses on building a life so fulfilling that others naturally want to be a part of it. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how magnetic people who are deeply passionate about something become? Whether it's someone who's mastered their craft, built a strong body through discipline, or carries themselves with quiet confidence, they draw others in effortlessly. Practical tip: start focusing on self-improvement in areas that matter to you. Maybe it's getting in shape, learning a new skill, or leveling up in your career. Whatever it is, commit to it fully. Build a life that reflects your values and passions. Real-life example. Imagine 2 men at a party. One spends the evening trying to impress everyone, name-dropping and boasting about his accomplishments. The other quietly enjoys himself, engaging in meaningful conversations about his interests and listening attentively to others. Guess who leaves a stronger impression? The man who doesn't need to prove his worth. When you focus on becoming a man of value, respect and attraction follow naturally. Women and people in general are drawn to those who inspire them, not to those who beg for their approval. Next up, we'll explore how confidence, when rooted in purpose, amplifies your magnetism. Let's dive deeper. Number 2, confidence comes from purpose. Confidence isn't about loud words, flashy actions, or fake bravado. True confidence is born from purpose, a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. Women are naturally drawn to men who live with direction and meaning because purpose fuels a quiet self-assurance that no external circumstance can shake. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. A man with purpose doesn't seek approval or chase validation because his value doesn't come from others, it comes from within. Confidence rooted in purpose. Think of it this way, a man without purpose is like a lost GPS signal, endlessly recalculating and unsure of where to go. On the other hand, a man with a clear path exudes confidence because he knows where he's headed. Women sense this certainty and are instinctively drawn to it. Imagine this scenario: you're at a party, and 2 men are engaging in conversation. One is desperately trying to impress everyone, talking about his future plans in vague terms. The other speaks passionately about his goals, his latest book project, or the nonprofit he's helping build. It's obvious who commands attention, the man who has a purpose and knows it. Practical tip: align your life with your mission. Ask yourself, what drives me? What excites me enough to jump out of bed in the morning? Write down your goals and the steps you'll take to achieve them. Then, act on them daily. Even small progress adds to your sense of purpose and builds unshakable confidence. Purpose-driven men don't live for attention, they live for meaning. Women are drawn to this energy because it signals a man who isn't waiting for someone to complete his story, he's already writing it. When you align your confidence with purpose, you'll notice a transformation, not just in how women respond to you, but in how you see yourself. Purpose doesn't just attract others, it makes you magnetic to the right kind of relationships. Number 3, independence is magnetic. The secret to why women are drawn to independent men lies in the essence of attraction itself: strength and self-sufficiency. Women don't return to men who cling to them for happiness or rely on their attention to feel whole. Instead, they are captivated by men who are content in their own company and build a fulfilling life independent of anyone else. Marcus Aurelius captures this perfectly: a man should be upright, not kept upright by others. Independence doesn't mean detachment or arrogance, it means showing that you have your own foundation, a life that is rich, stable, and purposeful. Independence as the ultimate secret. Here's the truth: dependence repels, while independence attracts. Think about it: when a man is constantly texting, calling, or asking for reassurance, it signals insecurity. On the other hand, a man who pursues his goals, enjoys his hobbies, and nurtures his personal growth exudes a quiet strength that women naturally gravitate toward. Independence is the secret ingredient in the title of this video. It's the ability to live a life so complete that someone else wants to be part of it, not because you need them, but because they want to share in your adventure. Practical tip: build your own happiness. Start by prioritizing activities that bring you joy and growth. Whether it's hitting the gym, advancing your career, or indulging in a creative hobby, focus on becoming a well-rounded individual. The more you cultivate a fulfilling life, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from others. And remember, independence isn't just about physical distance. Emotional independence is equally powerful. Show that you can handle your emotions and challenges without leaning too heavily on others. When you understand this secret, you'll notice a shift. Women are drawn back to you because you radiate the confidence of a man who doesn't need their validation to thrive. Independence is the backbone of a magnetic personality, and it's the key to mastering the art of attraction. Next, we'll explore how detachment creates desire in relationships. Let's keep going. Number 4, detachment creates desire. Detachment is one of the most misunderstood yet powerful concepts in relationships. It doesn't mean you don't care, it means you're not desperate. Women are naturally drawn to men who value themselves enough to let go of situations that don't serve them. Neediness repels, but detachment creates curiosity, admiration, and eventually, desire. Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same principle applies to relationships. Emotional wealth comes from wanting less, not clinging to what isn't freely given. The art of letting go. Picture this: a man constantly texts his partner, wondering where she is, who she's with, and why she hasn't replied in 2 minutes. Now imagine another man who enjoys his day, focused on his goals, knowing that if she values him, she'll reach out when she's ready. The second man demonstrates self-assurance, while the first man screams insecurity. Detachment doesn't mean you're cold or indifferent. It means you trust yourself and the connection enough to not micromanage it. Women respect men who don't chase endlessly but instead live their lives with confidence, leaving space for natural attraction to take its course. Practical tip: shift your focus. The next time you feel the urge to cling, whether it's sending that third unanswered text or anxiously waiting for a response, pause. Take a deep breath and redirect your energy into something productive. Work on a hobby, hit the gym, or even take yourself out for a meal. Detachment isn't about ignoring someone, it's about valuing your own time and energy. For example, imagine a guy who's passionate about woodworking. He's so immersed in creating something new that he barely notices hours have passed. When his partner texts him, he responds calmly and warmly, not with the weight of neediness but with the lightness of self-assuredness. That kind of composure is magnetic. When you're detached, you create an environment where mutual respect and genuine affection can thrive. Women are drawn to men who stand confidently in their own worth, and detachment sends a clear message: I value you, but I don't need you to complete me. That's the secret to inspiring desire and connection. Number 5, masculine composure is key. There's an undeniable allure to a man who remains calm and composed, even when the world feels like it's falling apart. Masculine composure is about emotional stability. It's the strength to face challenges without losing control or dignity. Women respect and admire men who exude this kind of inner peace, especially during conflict or adversity. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The way you handle rejection, arguments, or tough situations speaks volumes about your character. The calm and the storm. Imagine 2 scenarios. In the first, a man gets upset because his partner is running late. He paces, mutters complaints under his breath, and lets the frustration ruin the evening. In the second, a man notices the delay but shrugs, orders a drink, and reads a book while he waits. The first man creates tension, the second man exudes an unshakable coolness that sets the tone for respect. Masculine composure isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about channeling them constructively. A man who can stay calm under pressure radiates confidence and control, qualities that naturally attract admiration. Practical tip: train your emotional stability. Next time you feel a surge of frustration or anger, take a step back. Count to 10, breathe deeply, and remind yourself of the bigger picture. Is this situation worth losing your composure over? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Another way to practice composure is to visualize yourself handling difficult scenarios with grace. For example, if you're anticipating a tough conversation with your partner, mentally rehearse staying calm and measured, no matter the outcome. When you embrace composure, you not only navigate challenges more effectively but also set a powerful example for others. Women are drawn to men who remain steady amidst life's chaos, because that steadiness offers a sense of security and respect. When you lead with calm strength, you inspire trust and admiration, qualities that deepen connection and desire. Number 6, humility paired with quiet confidence. There's a magnetic power in humility, a man who doesn't feel the need to shout about his accomplishments or seek validation for every achievement. Women are naturally drawn to men who carry themselves with quiet confidence, a strength that doesn't require constant affirmation or attention. Humility, when paired with self-assurance, creates an irresistible balance. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." This embodies the essence of humility. Accepting success graciously and understanding that it doesn't define your worth. A humble man commands respect because his confidence comes from within, not from external approval. The quiet strength of humility. Picture this: a man takes his date to a beautiful restaurant. He doesn't brag about how he's picked the fanciest spot or how much money he's spending. Instead, he listens, shares genuine stories, and treats the evening with ease. Contrast that with someone who spends the night listing his job titles, the cars he owns, and the expensive vacations he's been on. Which man is more appealing? Humility doesn't mean diminishing yourself. It means understanding your value without needing to flaunt it. Women return to men who inspire admiration through their actions, not their words. Practical tip: let your actions speak. Instead of telling someone about your achievements, show them through how you live. Let your kindness, work ethic, and integrity do the talking. Celebrate your wins internally and focus on lifting others up, not showing off. Another practice is to regularly reflect on what you've learned from challenges. When you frame your experiences as lessons rather than trophies, you'll naturally come across as genuine and grounded. Women gravitate toward men who exude quiet confidence because it signals maturity and self-assuredness. When you're humble yet strong, you create space for a connection that isn't built on pretense but on authenticity. True humility enhances your confidence, making you not just someone they admire but someone they trust and respect deeply. Number 7, self-respect sets the standard. Women are naturally drawn to men who respect themselves because self-respect sets the tone for how others treat you. When you value yourself, your time, your boundaries, and your emotional well-being, you create a framework for respect in all relationships. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This wisdom emphasizes the importance of aligning your actions with your self-worth. A man who respects himself doesn't beg for love or tolerate mistreatment. Instead, he commands respect by demonstrating how he values his own life and choices. The standard you set reflects in relationships. Imagine a man who consistently cancels his plans, overlooks blatant disrespect, or bends over backward for someone who barely reciprocates. What message does this send? It screams insecurity and desperation. On the other hand, a man who prioritizes his commitments, speaks up for himself, and gracefully walks away from those who take him for granted sends a clear message: I know my worth, and I won't settle for less. This isn't about arrogance. It's about setting a standard that others naturally rise to meet. Women respect men who respect themselves because it signals confidence, emotional stability, and a strong sense of identity. Practical tip: protect your boundaries. Start by identifying what you won't tolerate in a relationship, whether it's inconsistent behavior, disrespect, or emotional manipulation. Practice calmly addressing boundary violations. For instance, if someone constantly disrespects your time, you can say, I value punctuality, and I hope we can be on the same page moving forward. Additionally, invest in self-care routines that reinforce your self-worth. Whether it's working out, pursuing a passion, or spending time with positive influences, every action you take to uplift yourself strengthens your ability to command respect. Women return to men who respect themselves because it's a sign of strength, independence, and integrity. By respecting yourself, you show the world and her that you're not just someone worth loving, but someone worth admiring. Number 8. A man with a mission is irresistible. There's something undeniably magnetic about a man who's deeply committed to his purpose. Women are naturally drawn to someone who knows what he stands for and where he's going. Why? Because a man with a mission radiates confidence, drive, and passion, all qualities that are universally attractive. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully: confine yourself to the present. This doesn't just mean living in the moment, it means focusing on what truly matters and pouring your energy into your goals, rather than distractions. Passion breeds attraction. Imagine this: you're on a date, and instead of talking about your ambitions or what excites you, you spend the entire time discussing why your ex never texted back. Now picture the same date, but this time you're sharing your excitement about a creative project, a business idea, or a fitness goal. Which version of you is more captivating? Women admire men who are driven, not men who are stuck reliving old heartbreaks or begging for attention. Having a mission shows that you have depth, focus, and a life that doesn't revolve solely around her. A mission in action. Take Jack, for example. Jack's passionate about starting his own coffee roastery, so he spends his weekends experimenting with beans and blends, and his evenings learning about sustainable farming practices. On a date, Jack doesn't need to impress anyone. His enthusiasm for his craft does all the work. Even if Jack's date doesn't drink coffee, she'll likely leave thinking, wow, this guy is really passionate and determined. He knows what he's about. On the other hand, consider Jim. Jim's idea of a mission is binge-watching shows on streaming platforms while complaining about how unfair dating apps are. Let's just say, Jim's not exactly exuding high-value energy. Practical tip: make your mission clear. Ask yourself, what excites me? It doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It could be a hobby, a career goal, or even a personal development journey. The key is to channel your energy into something that makes you feel alive. For example, if you're passionate about fitness, set goals like running a marathon or mastering calisthenics. If you're into music, spend time improving your skills or creating something unique. The more fulfilled you are by your mission, the more attracted you'll become to everyone around you. A man with a mission stands out because he's already fulfilled. He doesn't chase approval or validation, he's too busy living a life of purpose. Women return to men like this because they offer something rare: a sense of direction and an inspiring presence. Number 9. Silence speaks volumes. It's tempting to fill every awkward pause with words, especially when emotions run high or you're feeling uncertain in a relationship. But here's the truth: silence, when used wisely, is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. Women are naturally drawn to men who can embrace silence, not out of avoidance, but because it shows confidence, patience, and a willingness to let things unfold naturally. Seneca once observed, "Silence is a lesson in itself. It teaches us the wisdom of restraint." The power of silence in relationships. Imagine a disagreement with someone you care about. Most people rush to defend themselves, argue, or fix the situation immediately. But instead of speaking, you choose to pause. The room grows quiet, and suddenly, your silence shifts the dynamic. It forces the other person to reflect on their words, often softening their stance. In relationships, silence creates space. It signals that you're not reactive or desperate for resolution, you're steady, composed, and thoughtful. An everyday example. Picture this: you've been texting someone you're interested in, and suddenly, the responses slow down. The average person panics, sending follow-ups like, "Hey, did you see my message?" or "Is everything okay?" But the confident man leans into silence. He trusts that if there's mutual interest, the conversation will resume naturally. The result? By not overreacting, you appear self-assured and secure. Women notice this calm demeanor and feel more drawn to you because you're not putting pressure on them or the relationship. When silence becomes attractive. Think about this in the context of dating. Suppose a woman cancels plans at the last minute, and instead of asking why or expressing frustration, you simply respond with a neutral, "No problem. Let me know when you're free next." That calm response, and the silence that follows, speaks volumes. It shows that you're not rattled or dependent on her availability. Practical tip: practice the art of the pause. The next time you feel the urge to fill silence with unnecessary words, pause. Count to 5 before speaking. Ask yourself, does this add value, or am I speaking out of discomfort? Silence is powerful because it conveys emotional control and thoughtfulness. Women are drawn to men who don't need to explain themselves constantly or chase after every interaction. By mastering the art of silence, you'll exude a quiet strength that makes others want to lean in closer. Number 10, consistency builds trust. If there's one quality that forms the bedrock of attraction and long-lasting respect, it's consistency. Women are drawn to men whose actions align with their words. Why? Because consistency demonstrates reliability, integrity, and emotional stability, all traits that make someone irresistible. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When you consistently uphold your values, you send a powerful message that you can be trusted. The impact of consistency. Imagine someone who promises the world but never follows through. Over time, their words lose meaning, and respect fades. Conversely, someone who shows up when they say they will, whether it's for a conversation, a commitment, or simply staying true to their principles, builds a reputation of dependability. Consistency is not about being predictable in a boring way. It's about being dependable in a meaningful way. It reassures others that you're someone they can count on, whether in small gestures or significant moments. Practical tip: align words and actions. Make a habit of delivering on promises, no matter how small. If you say you'll call, call. If you commit to something, follow through. This habit not only earns trust but also reinforces your own self-discipline and confidence. Consistency isn't just about grand gestures, it's in the everyday things. It's in how you communicate, how you treat people, and how you carry yourself in moments of difficulty. Over time, this builds a foundation of trust and attraction that's unshakable. Number 11, keep growing, always. One of the most magnetic traits a person can have is a commitment to growth. Women are drawn to men who strive to improve, not for validation, but because they're genuinely passionate about becoming the best versions of themselves. Marcus Aurelius said it best, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles are not roadblocks, they're opportunities for transformation. Why growth attracts? A man who continuously evolves radiates an energy of possibility. Growth shows that you're not stagnant, that you're striving for something greater, and that you value progress over comfort. Whether it's learning new skills, building healthier habits, or refining your emotional intelligence, growth signals that you have ambition and drive, qualities that naturally draw others to you. Women respect and are inspired by men who prioritize self-development. They see someone who isn't just waiting for life to happen but actively shaping it. Practical tip: commit to lifelong learning. Pick one area of your life to improve every month. Maybe it's picking up a book on philosophy, learning a new language, or committing to a fitness routine. Whatever it is, embrace it fully and enjoy the process. Remember, growth doesn't always have to be monumental. Small, consistent steps lead to significant changes. The key is to always be moving forward. A man who is growing not only inspires but also invites others to join him on the journey. The beauty of growth. It's magnetic, contagious, and deeply attractive. People, especially women, will naturally gravitate towards someone who is constantly bettering himself. Number 12, the power of letting go. Letting go is one of the most challenging yet liberating skills to master. It's also one of the most attractive traits you can embody. Women return to men who don't cling, chase, or beg. Instead, they're drawn to those who exude a quiet confidence that says, "I'm content whether you're here or not." Marcus Aurelius captures this wisdom: accept the things to which fate binds you. This doesn't mean passivity. It means trusting that what's meant for you will stay and what's not will leave, making space for something better. Why letting go works? Clinging creates tension, while letting go creates freedom. Imagine holding onto a bird so tightly that it struggles to escape. But if you open your hand and let it fly, it might return willingly. The same principle applies in relationships. Letting go signals strength and security. It tells the other person that you're not dependent on their presence to feel complete. Practical tip: trust the flow. When someone pulls away, resist the urge to chase. Instead, focus on gratitude for what you already have. Redirect your energy into activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. For example, if you feel tempted to send a string of texts to someone who's gone quiet, pause. Reflect on your value and remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to their attention. Letting go is freedom. When you let go, you free yourself from the burden of control and the anxiety of uncertainty. It doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you care enough to trust the process. Women are drawn to this calm, rounded energy because it reflects confidence, self-respect, and emotional strength. The power of letting go is knowing that you don't need to hold on to anyone to feel whole. That alone is irresistibly magnetic. Number 13, women respect consistency in actions. Consistency is an underrated but crucial element of attraction. A man who keeps his word, shows up when he says he will, and maintains his values exudes reliability and strength. Women are naturally drawn to this stability because it signals emotional maturity and a deep sense of self-awareness. Seneca wisely remarked, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." The same applies to relationships. Consistency isn't just about keeping promises, it's about being the kind of person who can be counted on, even when things get tough. Practical tip: if you promise to call, call. If you commit to plans, follow through. Building trust is a marathon, not a sprint. It's in the small, repeated acts of integrity that respect and admiration are earned. Example: imagine being in a relationship where your actions match your words every time. Not only does this eliminate unnecessary drama, but it also strengthens the bond. Women notice and deeply appreciate a man who values stability and follows through consistently. Number 14, women are drawn to growth-oriented men. No one is perfect, but a man committed to continuous growth is irresistible. Women value partners who strive to become better every day, not for external approval, but because self-improvement is a core value. A growth-oriented man demonstrates humility, ambition, and resilience, all qualities that make him magnetic. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and embracing this philosophy makes you stand out. Practical tip: dedicate time to learning a new skill, working on your fitness, or improving your emotional intelligence. Share your progress humbly, not boastfully. Growth is attractive when it's authentic. Example: whether you're learning to cook, tackling a career milestone, or picking up a new hobby, let your actions speak for your ambition. Women admire the journey of self-improvement because it inspires and reflects the potential for growth within the relationship itself. Conclusion: women always return to you when you understand this secret. Attraction isn't about what you do for someone, it's about who you are. Women gravitate toward men who live with purpose, exude confidence, and stay true to their values. The secret isn't a tactic or a trick, it's becoming a man who doesn't chase but instead naturally draws respect and admiration by his very presence. Marcus Aurelius said, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." The strength to command respect, to attract love, and to live authentically begins with building yourself from the inside out. When you stop seeking external validation, let go of desperation, and focus on becoming your best self, the dynamic changes. Women don't return because you demand it. They return because you've created a life, a presence, and a purpose they want to be part of. Final call to action. Now, it's your turn. Reflect on these lessons and ask yourself, how can I cultivate my independence, confidence, and purpose starting today? Share your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear this transformative message. Join us at Victory Stoic, where we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient together. Closing note. The true secret is this: when you stop chasing, when you stop begging, and instead stand tall as your authentic self, you become the kind of man who doesn't just attract, he inspires. Stay strong, stay stoic, and let life and love unfold on your terms. See you in the next video.